as a youngster, and but very wiry and struggled. Bad pitches, obviously.
First, they wanted to put us in digs, and I was like, I've no need to go in digs because I can just travel by train. And
But yeah, with great experience. Love managing, love coaching, and being on the grass every day is the best thing for me.
the coaching was always going to happen, and then yourself give me the opportunity. I come in, and yeah, never really looked back, to be honest. Hi guys, welcome to Beyond the Tactics with myself, Matt Carr and Harry Agambar. We're really looking forward to starting the podcast journey, and we really hope you enjoy it. Today will be a little intro about mine and Harry's playing career and obviously journey to date, talking about how we've got over to Dubai and how much we're enjoying it. So Harry, for you, where did it all start?
Yeah, so firstly, obviously, just want to take a chance to just say how excited, along with yourself, to start this, and really exciting times for us on this podcast, and we hope everyone can come with us on the journey and be a big part of it. For me, as a youngster, obviously, signing with Arsenal very young, the age of 7, had 3 years there, 3 good years, and got to a point where had other options, other clubs pestering my father and family, and then went to Tottenham for 4 years. And then a slight different route. When I was 16, I signed my first pro with Grays Athletics under Julian Dix and Kenny Brown. And that was a big change in what I had known from obviously being at the academy level and then going into non-league. Completely different game, but experience that I was really grateful for. And then just bouncing around non-league, and then obviously got my move to Macclesfield and then to Swindon, stints in Serbia and then America later on in my career. But yeah, it was a good upbringing at 2 great clubs in Arsenal and Spurs, and then moving into non-league, which like I said, was a great experience for me.
See, obviously, being at Arsenal and being at Spurs, you've had that top level coaching.
Yeah.
Would you say that was a big difference when you dropped down? You could see a level in it, or was there not much difference?
Not at the start, because obviously at Grays we had Julian Dix and Kenny Brown, and Kenny Brown was incredible coach. And being so young, obviously being introduced to the men's side of the game was very different to what I had. But I wouldn't say the level in terms of the standard was different. Just the football was different, what was being played. Obviously, relegation battle our first year, and a lot of pressure, something that I wasn't exposed to at academy level. But yeah, like I said, Julian and Kenny were great for me. And yeah, had a different path to a lot of the players who I was with at the academies with. But yeah, grateful for the opportunity.
So you obviously playing non-league football at an early age. Did you find that quite challenging?
Yeah, I did, because I was very slight in terms of my physical attributes. Probably wasn't great. I was very fit as a youngster, and but very wiry and struggled. Bad pitches, obviously in non-league back then it was very, very direct, and I was playing in midfield and almost was just used to just get around and try and get on the ball, get on seconds. But yeah, very different. I think mainly like the pitches always stood out for me, obviously coming from like top clubs and the standards that they had in terms of facilities. Going into non-league was just so different, but refreshing in a way, because you like sort of, you had your fans, you had people who were dedicated to the club, who really bought into that. And yeah, that was something that I really enjoyed.
So obviously you've been in Dubai 3 years. What led you here?
Yeah, so it was in America, playing in America, and had a bad injury was the reason I went there, to get over my injury. And that's when I started coaching as well, when I was there. And then when I came back to England, it just I needed a change, and I think Dubai was always a place that I visited with my wife, and then we come here, we loved it, fell in love with the country, and had good opportunity in front of me to get involved with a club here, a professional club coaching. So that was a big step for me, and one that I took, and yeah, never look back. Love it here, country's great. Don't see myself going home anytime soon. Obviously, my little boy is here and loves it, and yeah, just a great place to live.
Yeah. And at a young age, obviously, people would say like 33, 34 is a young age to be a manager. You've been a manager for 2 years. How did you find the transition from playing to then stepping into like a manager's role?
Yeah, quite easier than I thought, because I felt as a player I was very like overthought a lot of like tactics and always used to. I played as a 6 towards the end of my career, and really like was really excited about different coaches and being different methods and tactical setups, and so I think my playing career sort of fizzled out like earlier than I would have thought. So it was like come to a T-junction where I want to go, and I knew I wanted to stay in football. So coaching was great for me. I got an opportunity at Staines in non-league to go as a player coach, and I took that and then got offered the job. And then obviously when I come here, I was already had that experience, so it wasn't too much of a transition, and just different cultures here and different age groups in terms of I was with a first team at Staines and then coming here with a first team, so there wasn't much change. But yeah, great experience. Love managing, love coaching, and being on the grass every day is the best thing for me.
Yeah, and obviously I've had that privilege of like working with you and that, and I think in the last 2.5 years you've sort of given people more trust and giving people like more responsibility in that, and yeah, it's credit to you, Matt.
Yeah, no, appreciate that. Matt, so for you, where did it all start?
Yeah, obviously I was like quite a late bloomer, obviously, like, and I know you spoke about yourself then being like 7 in academies and then 10. I didn't really get into an academy until like 12, 13. So I was like playing grassroots football, and then I was in and out of like the shadow squads when you go in and then you get a taste for it. And it was like 13 when I got picked up by Oldham. I was playing like a county cup final. I played town team and counties and whatever, but went in there and it was like a bit of an eye opener. And you had to, so it's a bit like dog eat dog in them academies. Yeah. Like you're going into that environment. You've got lads that have been at different academies, and it's obviously every credit to Oldham. They gave me an opportunity, and then I stayed there till I was like 19. Yeah. But the thing is, the lower down you go, the less chance you have of playing in the first team, I felt, because it's very results based. Yeah. And when you're fighting for relegation in League One, League Two, they don't want to give youngsters chances. Like, we had a couple of lads in our team. James Tarkowski won, got a break, had a full season in League One, then got moved to Burnley and obviously captain for Everton. But they're very few and far between them lads. Like, because a manager's under pressure. Like, we had Dave Penny first year, and he really liked me, thought a lot of me. And then because we were in a relegation zone, they got rid of him. Paul Dickoff come in and basically just said to me at the time at 19, I can get lads in on loan from Sunderland, on loan from Leicester, who are 19, 20. The club will pay their salary. Like, you're just going to drop down the pecking order. So then, come out of that, obviously, I looked into like America and stuff like that, but because I'd signed a contract at Oldham, it's seen as like a hierarchy. So I couldn't go into like the college side of it all. So I went into non-league, and it's a big eye-opener in non-league. Like, you're going from playing with lads your own age to playing with lads who are 33, 34, and results on a weekend, like, they're getting bonuses. They sort of depend on that. Yeah. Like playing National League North, and like I remember National League I played down there, and you go in taking a corner and you've got 5,000 fans all giving you abuse away from home, and you're not used to that as a youngster. Like 18, 19, you're probably getting 50, 60 people watching you. Yeah. So it's sort of sink or swim. And like for me, when I got to 21, 22, I was playing Evo stick and things like that. So it only really goes one way, and then you sort of have to then think, right, what's plan B here? Yeah. And plan B being the coaching. But
obviously it must have been a proud moment for you being at a local club where you live and where you're from. Oldham obviously must have been a great experience to play for someone like that. Yeah, it was obviously it's like 20 minutes, 30 minutes down the road from me, and like I weren't away from home. So at first they wanted to put us in digs, and I was like, I've no need to go in digs because I can just travel by train, and like when I'm 17, 18, and then I can just get in no problem, like in the end I started car sharing and things. Yeah. But
I just think when you start chasing it at 21, 22, 23, I soon realised then that when you're moving around a lot of clubs and you don't want to become that journeyman.
Yeah. And it's very hard, isn't it? From year to year, you're trying to find a contract, and it's not like these contracts are 3 to 5 years you get in. It's almost, back then it was like a year contract, a 2 year max would be like something great. But yeah, I get that. And then moving forward, obviously, what brought you here? And then obviously, same question to you, your transition from playing, obviously, into coaching and obviously, like I said, obviously work together and see how obsessed you are with detail and everything you do with your coaching. How did that come around and moving here and then getting into that?
Yeah, so once I stopped playing, I was about 23 and I went into futsal. So myself and a friend of mine, Mick Parrish, we set up a futsal academy in Bolton. Quickly took off because obviously we were both passionate about it and wanted to do well. We got a first team. The kids were really successful. Like, we become like British national champions really quick, and like we just brought a lot of kids in from academies, and we had a lot of people looking at us. I played a little bit myself, and then got asked to play for like Great Britain. And then just as I was like sort of knocking on the England door, like I was being asked to go down, I was on my B license, and somebody out here who owns an academy, he basically said, "Oh, like, would you move to Dubai?" And I'm like, "I'm 25-year-old. I've got no ties in the UK, so like, I've nothing to lose really." So come out here, did the coaching with the academy out here. But then I always felt that I wanted to do more, and I wanted to be in like a pro environment, working with pro footballers, and that's obviously where it's led me now. But I think as a kid, I was like obsessed with like Football Manager games and Championship Manager and things like that. And it's getting the detail in the coaching across to the players. And it, obviously, don't get me wrong, I love doing it with the kids. Like that's my job now, doing the one-on-ones and the private stuff. But when you've got that 21-year-old, 22-year-old, you're trying to create that success story for them, and them getting that one move, or you're sort of having an insight into their life and you're changing their life. So I just felt that the coaching was always going to happen. And then yourself give me the opportunity. I come in and, yeah, never really looked back, to be honest.
Yeah, no, amazing. No, like I said, it's obviously, you were massive for us, obviously, coming in and taking a lot of the load on in terms of coaching and the tactical stuff. And for me, you was always that person to lean on. So your knowledge of the game is amazing. And great story. And yeah, I hope everyone who comes and listens to this podcast sees a relativeness to what we've both been through, which is good, and can relate to that.
Yeah, 100%.